Hello everyone, Wolf Outdoor Review here. Today I'm going to be doing a review of a recent fixed-bladed knife I picked up. And that is the Gerber Strongarm. Just like the Gerber Prodigy, I believe, and the Gerber LMF2, this is a military-approved knife to be used in the field. And it is the middle man of the high end, which is the LMF2, and the low end, which is the Gerber Prodigy. As for the knife itself, you can get the Gerber Prodigy at Walmart for around $50 since I last checked. So if you want something similar to this, try the Gerber Prodigy if you cannot get one of these, because these, I think, might have been discontinued. I'm not sure. I just can't seem to find one for price matching and all that. Anyway, I acquired this knife secondhand at a pawn shop and ended up trading some equipment I don't use or need anymore. And it had a price tag of about $50, $55. Yeah, and I think the last time I checked, like for older knives, it was about $74 to $75, maybe more, maybe less, but that was just one of the examples I saw online a while ago. I don't know if they're currently still being produced or what. That was just something I pulled up quickly to see how much they're worth, deciding if I wanted to trade for it at the pawn shop. And yeah, this is the exact condition I got it in. It's supposed to have a piece of webbing, kind of like this, that goes here and then has another piece like a cross shape, and then you take that part and it wraps around here and buttons there to hold the blade into the sheath. Of course, mine didn't come like that, but it did come with the belt, the horizontal belt clip part. So it did come with something I can use. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, like I said, this is the Gerber Strongarm, and it is in coyote brown, and this is the military color coyote brown. So this isn't a somewhat hue. This is the exact hue the United States Marine Corps uses right now. And this is a military approved knife. So if you're in the Marine Corps and you don't want to go K-bar route, which K-bars are great, but I have it off-brand. It's not like a Marine Corps K-bar. It is a K-bar, but it's got a rubber grip. So if you want to go sentimental and why use a leather stacked handle when you can use one of these? Diamond grip if you're freezing, if you're blood all over you, if it's water all over you, if you're -5-degree weather and you lost most feeling in your fingers, fiddling around a K-bar to try to light a fire with a magnesium striker is going to be next to impossible. That's where this comes in. This has such a beautiful handle that just fits in your hands. You're going to squeeze it, and it just holds well in your hands. So that's just my 10 cents about this. Of course, you can make your own decisions. And like I said, if you want something similar, go for the Gerber Prodigy. It's $50 at Walmart. Most Walmarts, any Walmart. And it might have gone up because of the inflation and all that. But you can still probably find it for $50. And if not, try an online store that price matches. And then pull up Walmart.com. Or, there's different ways to buy the Gerber Prodigy, Gerber Strongarm, and Gerber LMF2. The differences is the Gerber LMF2 has a built-in knife sharpener in the sheath. And some other fancy stuff, and you can stab aircraft parts and cut aluminum and whatever, and it's very huge. It has, on the knife, it has 2 holes here and 1 hole down here to make a spear out of it. Of course, you could do that with that, since there's that part. Then you just use a clove hitch from here to here on a stick, and then that bottom hole. So all of them can be converted to use with a spear, but that's kind of a survival knife for the Air Force, I guess. So yeah, and that comes in like sage green and a bunch of different colors. So, but this is the one I ended up they just had at the pawn shop, but I was looking for one, and this would be the one I'd pick if I had to choose all 3 of them anyway. Because I'm not going for a extremely large, almost illegal hunting knife that should be more classified as a machete like the Gerber LMF2. But at the same time, I don't want to go too little because there's a lot of tasks that if I want little, I'll just use my Gerber PARAFRAME. Which, yeah. So, and that's more of a paracord cutter, as I call it, because I mainly utilize the serrated part on this knife. I use the, what's it called, smooth part on this, or the standard knife on the Gerber Strongarm. Both these are Gerber. Almost all the multi-tools I own now are Gerber. I've gone away from K-Bar. I don't know why. K-Bar's good, but I just like Gerber better. Maybe because they follow color protocols and all that. Maybe it's because they're easier to sharpen in my mind. I don't know. Because I've had good experiences from both, but I'm just going all towards Gerber because a lot of the Army, Marine Corps stuff's Gerber now. I think the K-Bar is more of a commemorative Marine Corps type thing versus an actual usable item. It's more of a shadow box knife. This is a knife that you're going to get blood on. It's going to last your whole life and then some, and it has limited lifetime warranty. I don't know. I just think this is better than a K-Bar. And now that I think of it, I think it's because the hilt on a K-Bar is just a little piece of metal. Whereas this hilt digs into your hand, so you're not going to slip up and cut yourself. That might be why, because I grip my knives tightly when I'm doing something, just for security and safety reasons. And so, yeah. And then, like I said, most of the stuff I use, for example, here's a Gerber MP600 multiplier, Gerber PARAFRAME, Gerber Strongarm. So I'm just kind of going Gerber route for now. All knives, though, I recommend all these knives. That's just my EDC right now, and I'll do an update. I'll do a very in-depth EDC update review in my next, or one of the upcoming videos. But today we're talking about the Gerber Strongarm, so I'll put those aside. Anyway, here's the knife. As you can see, this is like a glass polymer something metal full tang knife with glass breaker, skull smasher, window breaker, tile breaker, Pommel Strike thing on the tip. It's a very strong knife. It's got ceramic coating on the outside. It's not steel. It's like carbon fiber or something. So it's not cheap Chinese garbage. It's a really high quality knife made in Portland, Oregon, USA. Yeah, I bought this at the pawn shop because I've heard of Gerber, these knives, but I assume they're Walmart knives because, like I said, the Prodigy's there. At Walmart, most of the Walmart knives aren't the best quality. I've gone through about 10 of those before I realized never to buy a Walmart knife again and buy a good one, because all those are like $20 each, and if you go through 10 of them, you're racking up enough money to buy a good one altogether. And it's just better to buy one of these nice knives right off, because you get to bond with it and you get to enjoy it. And yeah. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Anyway, like I said, this is the official Marine Corps color, Coyote Brown shade. So there's different renditions of this shade. I've seen like 2, 3, 4, 5 different shades of Coyote Brown based on stuff I've done or seen. So I know what it's like to be for all these unknown things. So here's the Streamlight Sidewinder. It seems all the plastic parts are made by the same company, but everything else is just different shades, and you can't pick it up, but there are at least 3 different color hue differences. And then my outdoor research gloves, my United States Marine Corps Polar Tech hat, all of these, that, and my FILBE pack, all of them are different Coyote Brown colors. But this one matches the Molly pouches and the Coyote Brown FILBE pouch, or pack. That's the most important thing to match, in my opinion. So, we'll pull that in. And I'll pause the video and reset up my camera. Alright, I'm back. Here's my FILBE pack. And I'm going to put down the sheath first to show you about what it looks like. Be in mind there's natural daylight, sunlight, which will throw everything off, of course. But at the same time, if I used LED lights, that would throw it off too in a different way. So you got to take it for what it is. But if you were looking, if I just threw this on here and was trying to do a review of something else, you may look over this. So the point is this matches almost perfectly to this pack. So that's really nice, especially if you want to carry it and don't want to say, oh, I've got an all matte black knife on this and I want to show it off. Whereas this, if you just strap it to if you want to strap it to a pack, that is, and you did, people wouldn't say, oh, look, an unattended knife, I'm going to go grab that and stab the person. You know, it's a low profile. You just want a knife. Same with on the belt or on more of a side here, or better yet, on the shoulder straps of this pack. For example, here's the shoulder straps, and well, I guess I'll just go over it now. But this has some different uses. Like I said, there should be a part of nylon, or a 1-inch webbing thing that goes here and holds the knife there, and then has a belt loop part. But this has been set up for I guess the old owner wanted to do more of a horizontal carry on a military belt, which, as for example, here's a old ACU belt, rigger belt, military, and it perfectly fits military rigger belts, so that's cool. So this is how I think the old owner carried it, mostly, because they're supposed to come with the part so you can carry it upright, like on your hip, but the other person must have liked it like this, because I bought it at a pawn shop used. This is the exact condition it was in. So, no, and not the end of the world, because as we'll see here, on the bottom there's these tuning fork looking things. It's kind of like a buckle, like this. You have to push the two buckles to push it out. Same here. You have to push these two buckles, and then this part down here starts to move. You pull, then all of a sudden your belt part comes off and you're left with molly rows. Then you could put that down here. And this would work with the ACU, Woodland, DCU, what is it, Marpat Day Pack, this FILBE Assault Pack, ACU pack, any pack really that has 3 rows or any molly on the shoulder straps. Because I can understand why you wouldn't want to put it on the back part of the pack. If it's on your shoulder strap part, no one can go up behind you and grab it. If it's here, it's right in your eye line of sight. You might be able to inadvertently scare off potential predators with it. Or if you're just on a hike and you're in a dangerous country for certain animals or people, it's just a good thing to have. So, back to the point. So, there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can put this part through and then go from there. But that means your knife's going to be very, very tight to the point where you can't really grab it quickly. Or you can do it there. And that way it's quicker to grab, but it may fall out more. I like it like this because I'd rather it fall out than not be able to get it quickly. Then from here, what you do is standard molly weave. You put it in for the first one, like this, and then you tuck it under that and you push hard. And if it doesn't go, you line and adjust. So here, see if yeah. So you go under here for the first one, and then you push down on the middle to the next segment. And for me, it lined up perfectly, and I can just do that. As you can see, it pretty much blends in well. You take your knife, you go in, and you put it in. And it's like that. And then when it's on your shoulder, though, it may stick up, like so. So you can't really put it the other way where you pull up. Like, you can't flip that. But that's just how I roll it if I have to do it on the shoulder strap. And then you could always put a piece of paracord here that's very loose, but holds the blade there. You could put a piece of paracord that goes from this hole to that hole. But it's just good to secure the knife part to the sheath somehow. That's quick draw if you need it to be quick draw. So that's just my words on that. But this does work well with the shoulder strap. And this is more of a quick ambush. You need the knife quickly. When you pull down while it's on your shoulder, rip down, you have access to your knife. You can take care of business and then put it back. So that's just how I roll it if I'm not rolling it on my belt. And that is horizontally on my belt. And then when I do that, I put it by my back. The back part of the jeans have that single piece that goes up, and I try to line that up right here. I'll grab my jeans. See here. There's the back view of the jeans. I try to line up this hole with this part, and then I weave it through, kind of like Molly. That allows me to, I'll take this off. Oh, also, here's how quickly you can get it off. If you push and pull, sometimes you have to pull it through every single one of them. So that's annoying, but once you get it out, it's out. And, like I said, here's my pants. Are they in frame? Yes, they are. Alright, so here's my pants. Then what I can do is grab my belt. We're not going to put it on all the way. I'll just put it from waist to waist. So here, I'll go like that. You can either do this with the whole knife, or you can do it with just the panel, then use the Molly weave thing. So then you would go in here, flip it up, so it's sticking straight up, put it through the part of the belt, then put it back through the knife thing, and then put it through the part. And this is how I roll it. Is it illegal? I don't know. I live in a very knife-friendly state. And then, like I said, depending on which side you're feeling today, or if you're carrying something else, like a wall, or I don't know, something, you can decide which way you want to put it on your belt. Since there's 3 of them, that depends on if you're carrying a firearm, if you're concealed carrying it, which side that is. And then all these factors. This Molly weave, like I said, works on plate carriers, so you may not want it on your belt. But if you're just going out on a hike for the day and you just want a knife and water bottle, put your knife here, your Molly water bottle, canteen pouch here. You have everything. Then, like I said, you put that part in the bottom, make sure it lines up, push hard. And then it would be like that. It gives enough give to adjust it so you're not sitting on it if you are allowed to carry it in public and have to sit down for quite a while. And then, oh, my back hurts. Hurt my butt, whatever. And then at that rate, you can pull it off if you're like in a restaurant or going into a library. Take it off, throw it in your pack, leave it in your car. Then you just have that there. No one's going to question that. And you can sit more in peace against the back part of a cushion or whatever you're doing if you're in a restaurant, whatever. Then when you get back and you need it again, or like you just go in for the restaurant, then you go back out into the evil night, you know, you can put it back on and then put it back on. So you can take it off when appropriate, put it back on when appropriate. That's why I like this knife. And I don't believe the Gerber Prodigy has these options, but I may be wrong, because the Gerber Prodigy is almost the same as this, except this one has diamond texture on the grip, and that other one's smooth. Kind of like, I don't know, heat shrink rubber things. I don't know how to describe it, but there's no real give, if there will. So that's some practical applications for the use of this knife. If you don't want to lug around that part, the webbing part, like here's just a piece of webbing, you can make your own that's minimalist, where, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do this. but you could like put some Velcro on there or something that's secure, like a buckle or something. That way you can run it from there to the opposite side like that, and then quickly take it off if you want to do it like that. So I'm still figuring out what I want to do for that, but I like it how it is right now. So there's definitely, you can either leave this part at home completely, throw it in your pack if you want to carry it different ways while you're out and about. There's also there's all these different routes you can do. Of course, depending on what you do, you may have to put it on and then sew it. So it may be, if you want to, you can permanently attach it. There's just different options, I guess. All right. Now we're going to go over all the measurements and everything for this part of the video. Okay, first of all, we have the webbing that I was using, and what's supposed to be on it is 1-inch webbing. Of course, with this, it is actually 1 1/8, the hole size. As for the holes for the molly, you're looking at 1 1/8 for the holes. The piece of plastic that's run is 1 inch. So it could fit in here if it wanted to. The hole on this belt part is size, I don't know. Let me see here. About 1 inch. So 1 inch, 1 inch. Yeah. And then the grab handle you could put in here. So you could put a piece of webbing there to rip the knife off your systems. You could put a piece of paracord in there. You could put a piece of duct tape in there. So that hole there is sized 3/4. If I were to put it there, yeah, 3/4. So that's that. The holes on this are 1/4 sized holes, and the I guess this would be a drop leg strap to go around your leg if you wanted, or whatever you want, your arm, your pack, or whatever. And these specific holes are 1 inch, or yeah, 2 ticks past 1 inch. So that's these. The hole on the bottom for drainage is 1/8 of an inch. So, yeah. And as for legality of this knife, I'm not sure what the people say when they say you have to have a knife blade that's shorter than this, because there's a little part here that isn't a part of the blade, but that may be counted as. So make sure you inquire further as to what your knife laws are before you go ahead and buy it, if need be. If you have a state that doesn't like knives, make sure you check into it before you buy it, because you don't want to waste your money. But if you're wondering, the knife blade on here, am I in frame? Yes, I am. Okay. The knife blade we have here is approximately 4.5 inches long, the blade. If you're counting that chunk that isn't a blade, that's just a finger guard, you're at 5-inch knife blade. So I'm not sure what legality is, but it's obviously not a huge knife. I've known of bigger knives, like full-sized K-bars are enormous. So this, and then the LMF2 is very big. So this is more of a smaller legal size knife. Of course, may not be legal in some states, but my state's got knife friendly, so. All right. If you're looking at serrated parts, you are looking at 1.5 inches of serration and 3 inches of smooth cutting power there. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different serrated teeth. And you can keep those sharp by using a small round file and keeping a constant angle and just running it down. I think either down or up. And then do the other side. And the other side, you don't do the other side because it's trying to do a, like not a, I don't know, not this, it's a 45 degree, kind of, if you think about it like that. So it's not a perfect, equal-sided 3 triangle, but then, you know, the bottom part of that. So it's more of a pushed up against an edge type blade, just for reference. I don't know what that's called, but yeah. Then as for the Pommel Strike thing, you have a 1/2 inch Pommel Strike, and it protrudes about 1/8 of an inch from the tip back of the knife. So that's, and you can hold it any way you really want, and it's not focused. And then you can smash windows, smash skulls, smash whatever you need to smash. And yeah, and here's a good grip at the diamonds. And this, like I said, is some silicone rubber stuff coated. It's not cheap either. It's really high quality because I've used other things and it's scraped against things. And the old owner didn't do any damage to the triangles except there. But that may be there's a little scraping. But that may be the manufacturer's. It's unintentionally. And each of these diamonds is about 1 millimeter. And I don't know how many there are on it, but you also have this weird groove here. That may be to put your fingers there when grabbing it. And this hidden groove is about 2 1/8 sized by 2 1/8 that way. And then 5/8 that way. And yeah, so that's on both sides. And if you're looking at size like this, it is a 1 1/4 at its widest point going this way the knife is. And then you have your hilt, or whatever that's called, is about 1 7/8. Wait. Yeah. So this part from there to there is about 1 7/8. And then the bottom part, similar thing, is about 1 1/2 from the tip of that to the tip of that. So that should be all the measurements of the knife. Yeah. So that is the Gerber Strongarm review I've done. If you're interested in purchasing this, I would shop around because I've seen some jacked up prices on this, and I've seen some good deals. So don't just buy the first one you see. Make sure you inquire. Some of them don't come with this part or this part, just this and the knife. And this is useful-ish, but you have to have that part if you want to do anything, unless you want to use rope to secure it or a malice clip. But there's definitely ways to get around things. The knife itself is, I don't know how much it weighs, but it's very heavy. It feels like a porcelain handle, if you'd call it that. Then it's coated in a very nice, grippy, I grip this with 2 fingers all day and shake it. So this isn't like plastic handle. It's a really nice silicone rubber. It's not rubber either. It's silicone rubber. Because there's a little give in it, tiny, tiny bit. So it's not like Goodyear tire rubber. It's really softer. Yeah, it fits the hand nicely. My knuckles are my hand is 3 1/4 at its widest point. So that's just, if you have big meaty hands, like your fingers are very thick, this may push your hands off the blade here, and you may be holding that and up to this point here. So if you can try to look at it in person, I would do that. But other than that, it's very smooth in the hand. You could flip it around all you want. If you wanted to, you could put a piece of paracord in there to a wrist strap. So if you wanted, if you're using it constantly, you could just put a or just a dangling piece of thread that you wrap around your fingers like a fighting wraps to keep control of it. But yeah, really nice knife. If you have any questions about it, definitely send me an email or a comment. My email is wolfoutdoorreview@gmail.com. It'll be in the comments. Or you can comment, either way, and I'll answer it very quickly. Normally within a day, worst case a week. I constantly look for comments and questions and stuff, so I know how annoying it is when you post a comment on other people's channels and they never get back with you years after it happens. So, as of right now anyway, if you send a comment, I will respond every single comment I get. So, don't be afraid to ask a question or comment. I will respond to every single one of them. Yeah, unless just common sense, don't post any links on the comments. If it's malicious, it will be removed. You can post your mind if you say you didn't really like the review, you know, I'll take that. And as long as you tell me how I can improve next time, I'm happy if you have any negative feedback. I'd like to make it more of a positive, and I'd love to know how I can improve the videos that you enjoy. If you consider subscribing and leaving a comment, that would be truly appreciated, and liking the video, of course. I'm at like 116 subscribers, and I would like to personally thank every single one of you from the bottom of my heart, because your support definitely helps me. I have all this gear just sitting in my closet, and, you know, why not share it with the world? I mean, a lot of you want to buy this stuff, but you're not sure measurements on it. You don't know if it's the right fit for you. I like to make sure people are educated on their military surplus purchases. I'd like to say thank you for anyone who isn't subscribed even, who watched, and I'd love to hear your comments, even if you don't subscribe. I'd like to know what I can do for a reason you didn't subscribe. But if you aren't subscribed and you enjoyed it, please subscribe. It helps me a lot. I know every YouTuber says that, but especially me. I'm not doing something everyone really could do. I mean, a lot of people do quick videos or they do clickbait. I just like to show people the truth about things. Because not all military surplus is heavy, bulky, annoying, overweight, and makes you look like a homeless person. I mean, a lot of it is stylish, fashionable, lightweight, and really good materials, but it takes a little bit of experience to know what to stay away from and what to go towards. So I try to strive to help people make that decision. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe, share, like the video. Well, yeah. See ya.